Some cars are rare, and then there are cars so rare even billionaires can't buy them. Built in secret, sold only to the chosen few, or in some cases, not sold at all. From Ferrari's $70 million unicorn to a V12 Corvette no one was supposed to see, here are the rarest cars from every major brand and the insane stories behind them. Ferrari 250 GTO, 36 made. This car has been called the Mona Lisa of motoring, and for good reason. The Ferrari 250 GTO wasn't just fast. It wasn't just beautiful, it was hand-picked history. Built from 1962 to 1964, only 36 units ever left Maranello, and you couldn't just walk in with money and buy one. Ferrari personally approved each buyer. He even turned people away, celebrities included, if he didn't think they were worthy. Designed to compete in FIA Group 3 GT racing, the 250 GTO had a 3.0-liter V12 derived from Ferrari's Testarossa race car, a 5-speed manual, and one of the most elegant bodies ever crafted. But what really cemented its legend? The price. In 2018, one sold privately for $70 million, making it the most expensive car ever traded hands. Some are raced, others are trailered like crown jewels. They've appeared in movies, crashed in vintage races, and even stolen. And yet no other Ferrari, past or present, commands this much awe. Porsche 959 Sport, 29 made. The Porsche 959 was already a legend, an all-wheel drive, twin turbocharged technological marvel in the 1980s. But the 959 Sport, that was Porsche saying, let's go even crazier. Only 29 were made, and they ditched some luxury comforts in favor of a lighter, raw driving experience. These were built for the few who thought the regular 959 wasn't extreme enough. One example even made it into the collection of Bill Gates, who famously battled US Customs for years to legally import his Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, 2 made. Next up, a car that literally redefined the value of an automobile. The Mercedes-Benz Uhlenhaut Coupe was never meant for the road. It was a race car, disguised as a gentleman's coupe. Only 2 were ever built in 1955. They were experimental prototypes based on the open-top 300 SLR that had been dominating motorsport before a catastrophic crash at Le Mans that year forced Mercedes to pull out of racing entirely. Rudolf Uhlenhaut, the engineer behind the car, used one of the prototypes as his personal daily driver. He'd fire it up and blast down the Autobahn at 180 miles per hour in the 1950s. For decades, they sat in Mercedes's private collection, unseen by the public. Then in 2022, one was quietly auctioned off for a jaw-dropping $142 million. It shattered every record, not just for classic cars, but for any car ever. This wasn't just a sale, it was history-changing hands. And the other one, still locked away in Germany, untouchable, priceless, a true ghost on wheels. Bugatti Type 57 S C Atlantic, 4 made, 3 remain. There are legends in the car world, and then there are myths. Type 57 S C Atlantic is both. Designed by Gian Bugatti, the son of company founder Ettore Bugatti, the Atlantic was made in the late 1930s and featured aviation-inspired styling. It used a lightweight magnesium alloy body that couldn't be welded, so the seams were riveted like a submarine. Only 4 were ever built. 3 are accounted for, tucked away in museums or private collections. The 4th, gone, vanished during World War II, last seen loaded on a train before the Nazis occupied France. That missing car, if found, could be worth more than $100 million. Each Atlantic that still exists today is worth a fortune, with their combination of elegance, pre-war speed, and the mystique of that lost 4th car turning them into rolling artifacts. They're more like Fabergé eggs than cars, priceless, delicate, and surrounded by lore. Lamborghini Veneno Roadster, 9 made. If there was ever a car that looked like it could fight aliens and win, it's the Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. Built in 2014 for Lambo's 50th anniversary, it's less of a car and more of a carbon fiber rage machine. Only 9 Roadsters were produced, each one more angular and aggressive than the last. It was based on the Aventador but amped up in every way. The 6.5-liter V12 made 740 horsepower. It had no chill. It looked like a concept car that somehow escaped the auto show floor. And the price? Over $4 million new. That number's gone way up since, but the Veneno wasn't just rare because of production numbers, it was rare because of its intent. Lamborghini wanted to push design to the edge, and the result was something people still argue about. Was it genius or pure insanity? Either way, it was unforgettable. McLaren F1 LM, 5 made plus 1 prototype. The McLaren F1 is already a unicorn, but the F1 LM, that's the unicorn that works out, screams louder, and weighs less. Built to celebrate McLaren's victory at Le Mans in 1995, the LM took everything that made the F1 special and stripped away everything that made it civil. Gone was the sound deadening. Gone was the luxury trim. In its place, raw, unfiltered speed. Just 5 customer cars were built, plus 1 prototype. They were faster, louder, and more track-focused than the standard F1. And that's saying something because the F1 was the fastest car in the world for over a decade. If you ever see one, consider yourself blessed, because at this level, the numbers don't even matter anymore. Owning an LM means you don't just have wealth, you have McLaren's respect, and that's a currency even rarer than gold. Jaguar XJ Tretton. Now here's a car most people have never even seen outside of museum footage. The Jaguar XJ13 was a one-off prototype from the 1960s, built to conquer Le Mans. It featured a mid-mounted 5.0-liter V12 engine and looked like something out of a James Bond villain's garage. But just as it was about to be tested, Jaguar decided to focus on production models, shelving the project. The lone prototype later crashed during filming in 1971, but was lovingly restored and survives to this day, a ghost of what could have been. Aston Martin DBR1 5 made. Before Aston Martin was the brand of choice for James Bond, it was a racing powerhouse. The DBR1 was their greatest creation. Only 5 were made in the late 1950s, and they weren't built for showrooms. They were built for one reason: to conquer Le Mans. And in 1959, they did exactly that. With Carroll Shelby behind the wheel, the DBR1 beat Ferrari, Porsche, and Jaguar to take the overall win at Le Mans. It was light, nimble, and perfectly balanced. But once the racing era ended, the DBR1s were either sold to collectors or quietly tucked away. In 2017, one sold for $22.5 million, making it the most expensive British car ever auctioned. It was the car that turned Aston Martin into a household name, not because it was flashy, but because it won. Rolls-Royce. Boat Tail 3 rumored. Rolls-Royce doesn't just make luxury cars, they make statements. The Boat Tail is their ultimate mic drop. Only 3 have ever been made, each rumored to cost $28 million and take years to complete. This isn't built on a production line, it's coach-built, custom, and hand-assembled. One of the known owners, Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly. The rear deck opens like butterfly wings to reveal a dining set, champagne cooler, and a bespoke parasol. It's less of a car and more of a floating VIP suite. Pagani, Zonda HP Barchetta. Pagani said the Zonda was done, retired, dead, and then they made one more. The Zonda HP Barchetta, actually 3 more, but only one belongs to Horacio Pagani himself. The HP Barchetta has no roof, a manual gearbox, exposed rear wheels, and an AMG V12 that screams like a banshee. It's not just rare, it's a love letter to a car that refused to die, and with only 3 units, it's the rarest road-going Pagani ever made. Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita 2 made. Even Koenigsegg couldn't build this thing. They tried to make 3 CCXR Trevitas, which featured a white carbon fiber body infused with actual diamond dust. But the process was too complex, so they stopped at 2. The Trevita has over 1,000 horsepower and was famously owned by Floyd Mayweather, who dropped $4.8 million on one. It's as rare as it is ridiculous. And that's exactly how Koenigsegg likes it. Alfa Romeo Trentatore Stradale. You may have never heard of the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale, but car designers dream about it. Just 18 were made from 1967 to 69, and many consider it one of the most beautiful cars of all time. It was based on a race prototype but designed for the road. Mid-engine layout, V8 engine, butterfly doors. In the 1960s, it wasn't just rare, it was way ahead of its time, and it proved that Italy doesn't just build fast cars, it builds rolling artwork. Ford GT40 prototype. Everyone knows the GT40 story. Ford's revenge on Ferrari. But the prototypes? That's a rarer breed. These early GT40s were the test beds for what would become Le Mans dominance. Lighter, wilder, and often hand-modified, only a few of these developmental cars exist. One of them, Chassis GT/101, recently fetched nearly $7 million at auction. These are the cars that paved the way for Ford's historic 4-year win streak. Shelby Cobra 427 Super Snake 2 made. This one was so dangerous, even Bill Cosby gave it back. Carroll Shelby built only two 427 Super Snakes, basically a Cobra with twin superchargers. One was gifted to Cosby, who drove it once and then returned it terrified. The other was destroyed. The last remaining car is a fire-breathing, tire-melting legend worth over $5 million. It was banned from racing. Too loud for the street, too powerful for most drivers, but perfect for a legacy. Chevrolet Corvette ZR12. Conan, 1 made. You've never heard of this one, and that's the point. The ZR12 Conan was a one-off Corvette prototype in the early 90s. Chevy wanted to see what happened if they crammed a 600 horsepower V12 into a C4 Corvette. The answer? Chaos. It was fast, loud, and ugly. GM buried it in their Heritage Center, but footage of it still exists, and it's as strange as it sounds. It's the Frankenstein of the Corvette world, and it lives. Toyota 2000 GT, 351 made. Japan's first supercar, only 351 made. The Toyota 2000 GT debuted in the late 1960s with a Yamaha-built straight six and a curvy body that dropped jaws worldwide. It was so low, Bond actor Sean Connery couldn't fit inside, so Toyota built a convertible version, just for the movie. Today, it's one of the most valuable Japanese classics, with pristine examples fetching over $1 million. Honda NSX-R GT 5 made. Honda doesn't usually do limited edition, but for racing, they bent the rules. The NSX-R GT was a homologation special. Only 5 units were made to qualify an aerodynamic package for Super GT. They were never meant for the public, never officially sold, and now they're unicorns in the Honda world. BMW E46 M3 Strassen version, 10 made. Only 10 examples of the M3 GTR Street version were ever produced, and of those, just 6 were sold to the public. Conceived as a homologation special for racing in the American Le Mans Series, ALMS, BMW took the E46 M3 platform and engineered a bespoke 4.0-liter V8 for the track. To meet regulations, they were required to build street-legal versions, hence the Strassen version. These road-legal variants kept the race-bred DNA, lightweight carbon fiber panels, no rear seats, minimal comfort, and a manual gearbox tuned for speed. Why the legend lives on, not just a collector's item. The car is a piece of racing history. It starred in the video game Need for Speed, Most Wanted, where it captured the hearts of gamers and further elevated its iconic status. Audi 2014 RS4 Avant Nogaro Edition. This RS4 Avant Nogaro Edition is a special variant of the RS4, crafted to commemorate the storied Nogaro blue heritage in Audi's lineup. It's extremely limited in production, though exact numbers are not stated. The RS4 Nogaro Edition cranks the tuning knob up with a naturally aspirated 4.2-liter V8, revving up to 8,500 RPM and delivering 444 horsepower and 430 pound-feet. It's mated to a 7-speed dual clutch and Audi's signature Quattro AWD system with torque vectoring. The dynamic package lifts the top speed to 174 miles per hour and nips 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. A high-revving, lightweight V8 powered super wagon is rare enough. Add exclusivity, heritage-inspired livery, and track-capable performance, and you've got a car that's as fast on the collector's market as it is on the road. Some of these cars were built for kings, others were built for war, racing glory, or ego, but all of them share one thing. They're rare not just because of numbers, but because of stories. They're legends that may never hit the road again, but now you've ridden with them, if only for a few minutes. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive legends, and let us know, which of these would you drive if you had the keys?